All right, guys, we're gonna go through a few questions from Twitter. Just a Q&A type thing, see if people threw out some questions that they wanted answers from me. Right now, I'm on a visit to West Virginia right now, so a lot of them are about WVU, which is good. If I butcher your name, I'm sorry. First question, what is your hobby outside of basketball? Rachel Serio asks. Hobby outside of basketball, I love music. I love listening to music. I love, new music that, isn't mainstream, but at the same time, like if Taylor Swift is on the radio, I'll listen to that too. Don't matter to me. Nick McCardle, how long have you been friends with Kentucky commit Tyler Hero? It sounds like he works for ESPN. Just Tyler to me. And how did it start? Me and Ty have been friends for 6 years now, somewhere around that. 7th grade, maybe 6th, 7th grade. Those were the first time that we played AAU basketball together. Went and played nationals. We were the same height at that point. We are not the same height anymore. Me and Tyler, we became friends because we're competitors. We became friends because we have very similar goals. That also caused, I wouldn't say, tension, but it caused some things along the way that was, tough for both of us to kind of get through. Being that we're severe competitors, we're people who, take it to the brink. So, it started because, we got to play on the same team, but, it started to grow because we knew where we wanted to go, and it was a similar place in terms of the level of basketball that we're about to play here within the next year. And we had plans to achieve those goals together. So that's how that relationship kind of grew, and now, Ty's just a brother to me, to be honest. Somebody that I talk to a lot and confide in. So that's that. Kendall Hawley, advice for younger players. Anything that I can give you in terms of advice, probably the simplest quote is, as a young player, enjoy the highs and the lows. I've been saying that lately, and to be honest, the reason I'm saying that is because Steve Nash told me that exact quote, and I've kind of adopted it as my own because it's very true. Not only in basketball on the court, through a 36-minute, 40-minute game, but in life in general, there's gonna be highs, there's gonna be lows. The people who succeed are those who can, take the hits, probably take the most hits, to be honest, because the farther you go and the higher that you climb, the more people are going to try to knock you down. And I know that sounds super cliche, but it's very true. And then younger players, basketball players, you want to get better, you go to Otter, otterbasketball.com. It's a shameless plug right there, but that's who I've gone to, and that's where any advice I would give you is stuff that I learned from him. So go to Otter. Clay Huss, getting off the basketball topic for real quick. Where are you dropping in Fortnite? I'm probably gonna drop down in Tilted. Give me a quick, 15 solo squad kills, and then just kind of. I'm kidding. I'm horrible. I'm probably gonna land in a small, broken house on the farthest end of the map, so that at least I can play the game for more than 30 to 45 seconds. That's generally my goal. Just survive the drop and then find the nearest bush. And if you don't know what Fortnite is, that last 30 seconds of this whole thing, you're probably like, he just lost his mind there. But those who do, and it's a fair majority of you, know what I'm talking about. So we'll move on from that. I'm not good at Fortnite. Miranda L, why did you choose WVU? I chose WVU for a lot of reasons, but the biggest one, it came down to Coach Hug. And I think anybody who's been around the program, who lives in the state of West Virginia, knows that he built this culture around the basketball program that is one that means a lot more than just any game that they play. There was a quote from earlier in the season, him talking about, we play for an entire state. For me, that was probably one of the coolest things to hear, is because you can see it. I walk, through the Coliseum, and I definitely don't look like the prototypical athlete. I'm not really athletic, but I just don't look like it, okay? I can get out, and walk around, kind of like Stockton did with the Olympic team when they went over. If any basketball minds know what I'm talking about, I can't remember where they were in the Olympics, but the dream team, nobody could get off the bus. There was just fans everywhere. But like Stockton would get off the bus with his family, and he's just like a 6-foot white dude. So he's like just everybody else and walked right through the crowd. Nobody even asked him for an autograph because they didn't know who he was. That's kind of like what I should feel like. But I walk through, the Coliseum and people are, talking to me saying good luck next year and all this stuff is kind of cool to see the culture that's being built here. Not being built, that has already been built. Coach obviously has done a phenomenal job. The coaching staff is a big reason I'm here. But at the end of the day, it boils down to who's going to be my head coach, and it was a pretty easy decision for me. Jonah Rarig, that's my guy. He asked a question. First of all, shout out to Jonah on his Elks Hoop Shoot Championship today. He's a state champion now. I never won that. If you don't know what that means, like what's the Elks Hoop, it just means he's a better shooter than probably both you and I, so don't feel bad. He asked, what are your goals for the next 2 years? Next 2 years, break it down, within the next 1 year, I want to win another state championship. If I can win Mr. Basketball while winning a state championship, that'd be great. But that's the two goals kind of right now that are actually quickly approaching. It's crazy. I got 3 more guaranteed games in my high school career. It went by so fast. It's kind of almost surreal looking back on it now. But yes, that's the next year, and the year after that I'll be here obviously, and my goal is to win games. My goal is to try to win a Big 12 championship, and then from there, what about a national championship? Somebody's probably saying right now, but obviously I want to win a national championship. But it starts with winning the Big 12 and giving the state exactly what they want to start the season off right. And, I got to experience a tough loss, actually a loss pretty much at the buzzer today from Oklahoma State, and it's just something that you don't want to experience. And if you can prevent that, you definitely want to, because it's not something you want to do, especially in this league where could it have been an opportunity to move into the first place position right now in the Big 12 possibly. So our goal is to just win. Seth Forbes, if you had a choice of any NBA team to play on, which would it be? I don't care if they play into an NBA team in the northern part of Canada. I'm gonna go up there and play. I just want to play in the NBA. It doesn't matter, it really doesn't. I'm used to the cold anyway, so anything south of Wisconsin is an upgrade in terms of weather. Who are you most excited to play with at WVU? Adam Cooper asked. I'm excited to play with everybody. I'm not gonna. It's not like I have one guy specifically super excited to play with. I could run down a scouting report for you in terms of our guys coming back next year, when we have some real talent. We have talent coming in. We have talent that's returning. We have talent that's grown a lot from this year. So it's going to be. I think it's going to be a really special year. I don't think a lot of people expect that, which is even better, because we can shock some people on the way through. Chase Chapman, favorite athlete outside of basketball? Big Tim Tebow fan. Big Tim Tebow fan. He's probably the best college football player to ever come through. And that's an argument that football minds can have. I don't really have a football mind, but at least what I've seen, he is. But more importantly than that, he's somebody that I can try to model myself after, not only on the field, not only as a competitor, which he's probably one of the most fierce competitors ever, but also off the field or off the court for me, in terms of what he does to give back. And he's somebody that I definitely look up to. Jeremy Christian, if you could play with any player, past or present, who would you play with? I don't know, anybody who can run the pick and roll is cool with me. So probably the best in terms of that was, because of Stockton, was Karl Malone. So I'd definitely probably choose him. So all you got to do is come off the screen and throw it up anywhere within like a 10-foot radius of the rim, and he's going to go get it. So that helps the assist count. Last one here, Nathan Tenney, how do you think you will handle the press next year at WVU? Do you think it will affect your offensive game at all? I think it will affect it, but in a positive way in terms of, you know, the transition from high school to here. I've always played up-tempo. I've always been somebody who wants to get up and down, and obviously that's exactly what we do here. So the goal is to, you know, be able to transition as best as I can. I have a long way to go defensively. I know that. You know, as a player who's, you know, been through a lot, I know that, you know, my strengths and weaknesses are definitely going to be, you know, exposed here in terms of the college level from day one. You know, and not exposed to a point where it's going to hurt me. It's exposed to the point where this is something I need to work on, and you know, nobody outworks me anyway. So as soon as I, you know, get the opportunity to watch JC, you know, up close like I'm doing right now, in terms of how he plays defense, in terms of how he, you know, plays in the full court, you know, the angles that he sees. I think I can learn a lot from him. You know, I'm not going to try to be the next Javon Carter. He's a 4-year player here who left a legacy, and he was phenomenal. But I don't want to be, you know, Javon. I want to be Jordan. So just come in and pave my own path.